Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today are the early hours of Monday, the 28th of October 2024. And we saw last week gold prices rise and silver prices consolidate for the week. This coming week, we have a mix of very significant geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and a whole array of economic data coming out of the United States, including inflation data and jobs reports, both of which could have a profound effect on the price of precious metals, to the extent that we are envisaging the serious prospect of gold hitting and potentially surpassing $2,800 this week. Will that happen? Well, let's listen to the arguments. Now first, just a quick reminder, we've set up a second channel entitled Finances Do Matter, covering a whole array of financial topics. We have 3 new videos going on that channel either today or tomorrow, and we've placed a link in the description box and comment section below for those who've not as yet joined it. Gold rose $27 last week, rising from $2,722 to $2,749, having hit a high of $2,758 and a low of $2,709, a rise of 1%. Gold spread between high and low was $49. Last weekend we said gold would trade between $2,670 and $2,780, which it did comfortably. In sterling terms, gold rose £38 and closed at £2,124, and in euro terms gold rose €44 and closed at €2,550. Silver fell 3 cents, falling from $33.74 to $33.71, having been as high as $34.86 and as low as $33.11, a fall of just 0.08%. There was, for a brief moment, perhaps less than a minute, a spike to $36.73, but this was clearly an aberration. The difference between its high and low was $1.75. Last weekend we predicted silver will trade between $32 and $35, which it also did comfortably, closing very close to the centre of that forecast. In sterling terms, silver closed at £26 and 4 pence, that's up 13 pence, and in euros it closed up 0.14 euros at 31.25 euros. The gold to silver ratio rose from 80.7 to 1 to 81.5 to 1. Bitcoin currently stands at $67,000, that's down $1,368. Equities broadly lower. Dow Jones down 1,161 points at 42,114. The S&P 500 down 56 at 5,808. The Nasdaq bucked the trend and was up 29 points at 18,518. And the FTSE 100 index down 110 at 8,248. Oil's on the way back up. Brent crude closed up $3 at 76.05, and WTI crude up $2.56 at $71.78. Would be nice to see it just below that $70 level. Dollar index stands at 104.25, that's up 0.76 on the week. Now last week we stated the following, quote, "This coming week, the US economic data being reported does not contain any major or significant elements which may affect precious metal or equity prices. This means perhaps analysts will look at the jobless claims figures on Thursday." Unquote. Well, these came in at 227,000 against expectations of 245,000, which suggests a continuation, albeit slight, in the strengthening jobs market. And this to some degree is one reason why we did not see a dramatic change in price during the week, though there were some swings, mainly to do with geopolitics. We'll come on to that in a moment. Now this coming week, the data will likely be much more impactful. Though the tensions between Israel and Iran have increased to such an extent, this may be the overriding narrative for the next week, and certainly early part of the week, almost regardless of what the economic figures state. On Tuesday, we have consumer confidence figures for October. Wednesday, ADP employment report, where 113,000 new jobs for October are expected. Thursday, important, The PCE index, where the year-over-year rate is expected to fall from 2.2 to 2.1% and the core rate to fall from 2.7 to 2.6. We also on that day have personal spending and personal income. Friday, we have the non-farm payrolls, where 110,000 new jobs are expected to have been created for October. The unemployment rate is anticipated to hold steady at 4.1%. And we also have manufacturing PMIs being announced too. The Middle East tensions, plus what is likely to be positive data on inflation, is likely to keep precious metals buoyant and gold again hitting all-time highs. We have to be mindful too that the strong dollar and rise in treasury yields are slight headwinds for gold and silver, and if these were to give, there would be a considerable propulsion upwards. To put our cautious position, though, into perspective, we have to be mindful too that despite its strong price performance, physical demand for gold in Asia has softened slightly. High prices have led to increased discounts in China, with Indian buyers also reducing purchases. This may just be a temporary phenomenon. With all of this in mind, we're still cautiously bullish, but remind listeners that when one day it looks like the tensions in the Middle East begin to ease, then the war premium in gold will fall quite suddenly, and we anticipate that to rest somewhere between $100 and $200. Technical analysts suggest that gold will face resistance at $2,800 and support at $2,604, while silver will face strong resistance at $35.40 and support at $31.76. And we tend to broadly agree, though would place a stronger resistance at the psychological $35.50 level. So what do we expect this coming week? Well, we do appreciate that gold will not continue to rise at this rate of momentum indefinitely, but enough uncertainty and the prospect of lower rates are still strong enough to maintain a strong floor at present. The Middle East tensions may indeed encourage a follow-through on Friday's precious metals rise, but we are aware that a correction will be due soon. So this week, we expect gold to trade between $2,700 and $2,800, with $2,675 and $2,825 as outliers. Silver, we expect to trade between $33 and $35, with $32 to $36 as outliers. We are expecting some big moves in silver, but it could be in either direction. What are your thoughts? Please do share them below. Meanwhile, thank you for listening. If you like this video, we'd appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, you subscribe to the channel and press the bell sign. Also, please by all means pop on over to Finances Do Matter and subscribe there. We've placed a link both in the description box and comments section, and are producing new videos for that channel this coming week, possibly 3, maybe 4. Thank you once again. Have a most prosperous week ahead. And a quick reminder, we produced a significant number of videos this past week, and we've placed links to each of those also in the description box and comments section below. If you haven't had an opportunity to listen to those, please do so. See you soon.